YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. I just finished watching an incredible video by an incredible YouTube personality by the name of Nothing's Impossible 77. I have been a subscriber to hers for a very long time and a long time fan. and she posted a video tonight that I'm posting this as a response to, called I'm Saying Goodbye. Now, before any of you who follow her get nervous, she's not leaving. I'm thinking that trend is over. But she said, she's essentially talking about the need to say goodbye to certain people in your life who aren't adding anything to it, who aren't adding anything positive, who aren't contributing in a way that honors your spirit and propels you forward, and really just the need to cut the cord, so to speak, and move on. And I'm really loving what I'm seeing on YouTube as of late, because it seems as though like-minded people are really coming forward since the first of this year with issues that they're really convicted in, I should say, and lessons that they want to impart onto their viewers. And I have been much in the same place. I actually have this video that I have been meaning to do for like the past 4 days, but apparently the Holy Ghost isn't ready for me to talk about it yet, because things like this pop up, and I just feel the need to piggyback off of what Jackie, aka Nothing's Impossible 77, said. One of the things that I'm walking in this year, and I do feel a sense of responsibility, because, to whom much is given, much is required, that as these lessons come to me, as I begin to manifest them within myself and apply them to my everyday life, I do feel a very real conviction to then pass it along to you. And right now, at this particular juncture, the lesson I'm speaking of is simply realizing how much control we really have. I think that, and then this kind of goes back to what I said in the previous video about allowing life to happen to you, and sort of just tossing every which way the wind blows, and realizing that you can plant your feet in your own life. You are called to plant your feet in your own life. And what goes along with that is just recognizing how much control you truly possess. I've been seeing a lot, and let me just dive into it. I've been seeing a lot to a certain degree on YouTube, and to a large extent amongst people that I know on Facebook. People are in this place where they're allowing the words and actions or inactions and, subliminal diatribe of other people to really deeply affect the way they feel about any number of things, be it social networking, be it YouTube, be it themselves, be it their surroundings, in a negative way. And I'm not going to keep y'all forever, but I really, really want to impress upon you that, as I said in my tag video, I am the first example of how the world is going to treat me. And alongside that, I have the ability, I and I alone have the ability to decide how deeply something is or is not going to affect me. My life, and I said this a year and a half ago, my life has, Darren, shouts out to you, my life has not been one long freaking day at the beach. Make no mistake about it. This wisdom that some of y'all seem to think that I have has come from experience, and that experience has come from making mistakes. And I've made a ton of mistakes. but I've had the foresight to, pay attention and get the lesson, and ideally get the lesson the first time, although that hasn't always been the case. But the point I'm getting back to is simply that nobody gets to dictate how hurt, how upset, how frustrated, how frightened, how despondent, how melancholy I am, but me. The slings and arrows that people throw at me. Hey, look, I just had, you know what I mean? And maybe it doesn't sound like much to y'all, but it was something to me. I had somebody hit me up just tonight on my YouTube and leave me a message saying that, oh God, what was it? I swear I'm not kidding. And if y'all have sensitive ears, just mute the next 15 seconds. They said they wanted to stick their ding-a-ling in my Puerto Rican burrito. Or my Puerto Rican something or other. And it was crass. It was tasteless. It was vulgar. It was unnecessary. It was a byproduct of really piss poor home training. And frankly, it just turns my stomach. It really rubs me the wrong way. And now, I could have chosen to allow something like that to, dictate the rest of my night and just been so disgusted and hurt and marginalized and fell victim to the misogynistic ramblings of a YouTube troll. But I chose to look at it, go, ew, and kind of get on with my night. And maybe that's not the greatest example that you'll ever hear me tell you, but the reality of the situation is, we will continually come up against negativity. Continually. And nobody can, proclaim how deeply that is going to affect us except us. So when you know what I mean, trouble happens, as it will, I get to decide whether that's one chocolate chip or the whole cookie. You get me? Y'all, hold on one second. Hey, y'all, I'm back. Sorry. I just spaced all the way out for a second. Nothing's Impossible 77 made a comment on her video that I really feel bears repeating. And, yeah, I'm going to repeat it to you. She said, I love this. If you want to change your life, change your mind. I think that, major butterflies, aha moment, whatever you want to call it. I absolutely align myself with that credo. If you want to change your life, change your mind. And for all of my Christians that are watching this video, y'all already know, because it's right there in the good book, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I love that. And I could not agree more. I think that in this life, I know that I know. In this life, we always have to pick our battles. You always have to choose your battles and choose wisely. Because there will never not be something. Never not be something until we all cross over to glory. That day is not going to come. There will always be something that we have to deal with, because it's in that dealing that we find humility, that we find faith, that we find strength and untapped potential. You know what I mean? It's in that space where all of the real work on self is done. But bearing in mind that there's always going to be something, you have to be cognizant of how big a deal you're going to allow something to be. Because I can just about guarantee you there will be something bigger around the corner if you get too caught up in the minutia of day-to-day negativity. I'm just going to put it out there now. Fingers on a keyboard from an anonymous source should never cause you, you know what I'm saying, to be thrust into this existential crisis. You know what I mean? It's asinine to me. And you, and again, only you, have the ability to dictate how deeply something like this, something like that, something small is going to affect you. Understand that, you know what I mean? 2012 is our year. Make no mistake about it. I stand firm in that conviction. I absolutely do. But it's not to say nothing's going to happen. It's not to say we're not going to know heartache. It's not going to say that we won't fall on some financial difficulty. And all of this may have to happen in order that we can ascend to the level we're supposed to be at. Best believe I know where I'm going. Now, I might not get there till July or August, but I know where I'm going. So I have to believe that before I get to this next level, maybe I don't have to believe, but experience has taught me that before I can ascend to a greater sense of self, to a greater plane of existence, there will be a test. There will absolutely be a test. There will be a challenge I must face, and I'm going to have to meet that challenge head on. So I have to build up a storehouse of strength and of knowledge and of gumption and courage to be able to face that thing whenever it should come. You understand where I really hope, I know that I kind of ventured into a spiritual tangent to a certain degree here, and I hope I'm reaching all of you. But this is just what I know. I'm not too certain of much else other than this. That we absolutely can, you know what I mean? God may be the director of my life, but I am the star. I am the producer, and to a certain extent, I can write this story. It's just called free will for a reason. So I just want to encourage all of you. The kindergarten version of all of this would be don't sweat the small stuff. And don't let minuscule situations stand in the way of bigger accomplishments. I hope this makes sense to y'all. I sincerely do. But that's what I've got for y'all. So until next time, YouTube, and the next time will be coming incredibly soon. One love.